a little bit.
Albuquerque at Vancouver, the undefeated defending champs, welcoming in the Adams, who won their first game of the season last week. Pick it up 3-0 Vancouver in the second quarter. Siege Falco couldn't do anything with that kickoff, but he certainly could do something with that throw into triple coverage. I don't know how Cyrus Jive fit that in there, but Siege Falco gets all the way down into the red zone, and Albuquerque's in business. Jive, deep drop back, fires near corner, Jack Wall, the tight end. This was a tight ends game. Albuquerque takes the lead, 7-3 over Vancouver. Then Daniel Valentine, are you kidding me? One of the best interceptions you will ever see. Valentine with the takeaway. Albuquerque's got the momentum. Jive then finds Jack Wall. Excuse me. You are in the way, sir. Touchdown. Wall's second, 14-3. Albuquerque on top. Chance to win. Getting Vancouver back to within one score, but Sammy's steel toe puts Albuquerque back up by 11 as the Adams maintain control well into the fourth quarter, 17-6. Albuquerque trying to close out the defending champs, and Devin Lloyd says night-night to that defender. What a brutal run inside 5 minutes to go. Christian Brown, a little option keeper down near the red zone as Vancouver looks to get into the red zone for the first time today. They would, thanks to the big tight end, John Michael Sudduth, fleet of foot, rumbles down the sideline and scores with a two-point try failed, 17-12. Vancouver still has a shot, but Christian Brown takes a sack. Leo Jefferson with the takedown. Time running out on Vancouver. Christian Brown's pass is picked off. That's Daniel Valentine again. And it appeared, especially after that brilliant return, that this game was over with 2 minutes to go. But Vancouver had all three timeouts. They force a field goal. Sammy Steele boots that through, but it's 20-12. Still a one-score game and an opportunity for the Legion. They couldn't do anything with it. Throws an interception, but Albuquerque inside their own 5-yard line gets a safety. DJ Woods tackles Josh Slapp in the end zone. Now it's 20-14, and now Vancouver gets the ball back on a free kick. They still have a chance to win this thing, but on fourth down, Christian Brown's pass is incomplete, and the defending champs fall. Birmingham traveling to Houston to start week 5, and that is a Sonny J field goal. We'll be seeing that a lot in this highlight reel off an 11-play drive. Kai Cash stood right in front of Jordan Goodman. I don't know what he saw, but Cash helps get Houston back into field goal range. Sonny J with a 42-yarder. That kick is good. It's 6-0 down the end of the first quarter. That drive didn't go much of anywhere off the interception. Goodman this time is jumped on by Mac Dre. Sack in the backfield in the second quarter would bring on Jordan Bradshaw. Birmingham's on the board, 6-3. Headhunters over Hellhounds. 13-play drive there. 47-yard kick for Sonny J. That's good. 9-3 Houston in a field goal battle. 10-play drive for 49 yards. Now, Jordan Goodman. Downfield, Ivan Lazardi. Rookie having a phenomenal season. He gets free on the first play of the second half. And third and short. Trying to pick it up with Bailey O'Shaughnessy. Birmingham does just that. Mississippi on the stop, but too little too late. And O'Shaughnessy is into the painted grass. We have a touchdown, people. 10-9. Birmingham takes the 1-point lead. Halfway through the third quarter, John Lakeman finding D.R. Sim, nearly intercepted, but able to fit that one through a tight window. Houston back into scoring position. Lakeman looking for an open target. He finds him. That's Sim again into the red zone, but once more, Houston falls short of the end zone. 12-10. Headhunters take a lead on an 11-play drive. How about from 48 yards out? Their fifth field goal, 15-10. On an 8-play drive, 34-yard field goal attempt. Sonny J has scored 48 points for Houston this season. And how about one more for good measure? All of Houston's points come from the foot of Sonny J. 21-10 Headhunters. From a kicker who made 7 field goals to a kicker that stoinks off the right upright. Josh Gint not off to a good start as we welcome you to the Monday Night Spectacular of Week 5. Could Detroit do what Houston could and what Vancouver could not? Stay undefeated on the season. They're up 3-0 early. Good start for the Maulers. Pass intercepted by King Jamal. The defense was out for blood early. Reno started just 3 for 9 for 50 yards. Ethan Flowers escaping pressure, finding Rob Hunt down inside the 10-yard line. Beautiful throw from Flowers. Detroit's in business. Rashawn Williams, touchdown number 6 on the young season, as Detroit up 10-0. Flowers then throws behind Shelton, picked off by Nicholas Frossel. For the first time in the game, Minnesota has some life. Josh Gint redeems himself. It's 10-3. Detroit, after the interception, turned into a field goal. Ethan Flowers looking down the field again. Not only does Rob Hunt avoid the defender, but he keeps the feet in bounds down the sideline for the touchdown. 17-3 Detroit, but just before the end of the first half, Flowers makes a terrible mistake because Johnny Bravo plays on that side of the field. Bravo, easily your defensive player of the year so far through the first 5 weeks, gets Minnesota into scoring position. Then Jay Taylor from Johnny Reno cuts the deficit before the break, 17-10. 17-13 after Gint hits that field goal late in the third quarter. Minnesota continues to chip away. Another Detroit interception, another Josh Gint field goal. 17-16, Maulers by a point, preserving their lead. Flowers looking, picked again. A mess of a day. Flowers had 2 tackles in this one, and that tackle saved a touchdown, but it did not save the lead. Josh Gint just sneaks it inside the left upright. 19-17. Minnesota goes on top for the first time. Detroit's got to find something, and they got to find it fast. Flowers, Jamar Shelton over the middle, caught first down. Under 6 to play in the fourth quarter. Can the Maulers pull it out? Flowers, again, a clean pocket all night. The offensive line doing great work. Flowers at this point, 226 yards on just 13 completions, and Robert Henson Jr. puts Detroit back up in front, 24-19. Minnesota holds. Scylla Aldmere makes it an 8-point game, but the Legend have one last shot. They are just outside the 20, and that pass on fourth down broken up by King Rashid. Detroit stays undefeated. They win by 8. Anchorage at Washington. This one lived up to the billing, a pair of 2-2 teams. It was Anchorage getting the early start. Darko Young sacking Tommy Utah, so the drive ended in a field goal for Washington, but they got points on the opening drive. 3-0 Trident on top. It was mostly Washington after that sack. Tommy Utah down the middle. Azami Mihata had a great game. He was the star attraction of the Washington offense. Tommy Utah then firing to Mihata again down to the Anchorage 22-yard line. Inside the 10, Utah over the middle. Julian Gusters makes the touchdown grab, and Washington takes a 10-0 advantage over Anchorage. 4th and goal. Another 3 points for Washington. I mean, it's all Trident all the time right now. 13-0, 6:20 to go in the first half. 3rd down and 10. Silas Christensen needed to make something happen here for the Wolves, and he does just that. Ryan Davis hauls in that one. Then it's Charlie Baker to the right side, getting down to the 7-yard line. Christensen then hands it off to Lars Bazar for the touchdown, and you'll see it in the highlight. One of the most impressive things about Anchorage in this game is just how many players got involved in the game plan. That pass caught by Joe Beasley. Same score, 13-7. Then again over the middle for the Wolves. That's Guy Clausen. Then at the 1-yard line, hand off to the up back. That's Richard Powers with the touchdown score, and Anchorage takes the lead, 14-13. Tommy Utah's got a little gas left in the tank. Azami Mihata down to the 20, 3:40 to go and ticking in the fourth quarter. Utah fires over the middle to Phil Koss, and he gets dragged down at the 1-yard line. Dwayne Salmons, does he make it? Yes, he did just cross the plane. 19-14, Washington retakes the lead. Tommy Utah on a 2-point conversion. Quarterback sneak try. He is thrown backwards. It is no good, so Anchorage needs an answer, down 5. Christensen finding Guy Clausen all the way for the score. Anchorage retakes the lead, 20-19. 2-point conversion, no good. What do you got, Washington? Utah finding Phil Koss into Anchorage territory past 2 would-be defenders, nearing field goal range, and right at the end of the game to win it, Washington, Stoinker, no good. Wolves win. The hits just keep on coming in Week 5. Pittsburgh at D.C. What a game. The D.C. Dragons early on had it rolling. Sam Harrison into the end zone for the touchdown, 7-0 Dragons. But Shabazz Synergy picked off here, and a beautiful return all the way to his house. 7-7 touchdown, Pittsburgh. Shabazz Synergy trying to shake it off. He would do just that. Finds a completion over the middle, and then on a 1-yard scamper, little option keeper for touchdown number 1 on the ground for Synergy. How about the throwback? One-on-one, getting ziggy with it in the end zone. Touchdown Pittsburgh, right back in this thing at 14 apiece. Synergy on the rollout finds Lauren Percoco. DC does a great job of keeping Synergy moving throughout the game plan. Connor Weston with the touchdown catch makes it 21-14. Ace Fennick in Pittsburgh trying to fight back, but trying to do a little bit too much. Throwing it back across the middle. Ricky Robinson with the interception has DC set up in good position midway through the third quarter. Synergy on the roll. Fires inside the 5. Caught for a first down. Connor Weston once more, and then once more. Shabazz Synergy. Look at Chuck Stellar with the beautiful block on the option keeper. Touchdown number 2 on the ground for number 2. Victor Ironleg makes it 31-14 DC with 8:37 to go in the fourth, and it looked like this was a wrap. This was over, but Otis Boudreau and Pittsburgh kept fighting. 31-17 now. 5 minutes to go in the fourth. Synergy on an overthrow, and just like that, Pittsburgh has new life. Fennick into the end zone, caught for the touchdown. Ace to Deuce connection, 31-24. But DC responded with a field goal, 1:51 left. They're up by 10. Surely it's now over. No, Ace to Deuce again. Down the near sideline, inside the 20, down to the 15. Pittsburgh not going down without a fight. That pass is caught. Getting ziggy again in the end zone, 34-31. So you onside kick, but not to Connor Weston. Connor Weston takes it all the way back to the house, and now it's 41-31. Okay, it's definitely over now with 1:07 to go. No, it's not, because Ace finds Deuce again inside the 30. Less than 20 seconds to go. Ace Fennick to Ben Harrison, caught for a touchdown, but they have to recover the onside kick. Don't kick it to Connor Weston unless he drops it. You gotta be kidding me. Pittsburgh's got the ball and they have a chance to win, but surely it's over. They can't do it, right? Ace to Deuce, but the tackle's made and DC holds on, 41-38. Woo! All right, I need this game to start off nice and slow. Nothing too crazy, because that DC-Pittsburgh game wore me out. Mexico City just needs to take a knee in the end zone or take the opening kickoff back 107 yards. Look at the two guys with no one to block. We're not going to disrespect Bartley by running in the end zone too. 107 yards for Bartley makes it 7-0 Mexico City right from the jump, and Fort Worth just never could grab momentum. 10-0 Mexico City off the Blackwater field goal. John Fowler had himself a day. Jumps in front of that pass, interception to start the third quarter. That was his first pick of the game. And then tip ball, bouncing ball. Ben Stone for Fort Worth gives the Toros a little bit of energy and momentum off of a rare Mexico City turnover. Watch Scar Patterson here. He's going to shake off the tackle, but then he's going to cough at the football after he got the first down. And, of course, Fowler with the fumble recovery. Just nothing going right for Fort Worth. They got more total yards at this point, but no points to show for it. Ron Haynes makes this catch, and then Mexico City's receivers just started making some unbelievable plays, like that one in triple coverage. Are you kidding me? Jared Dumas with an amazing touchdown. I'd venture to say that is his best catch of his career. 17-0 Aztecs. Jordan Sipe into double coverage. Noe Terraces. Wow, that was a heck of a throw. Then Sipe one more time. Terraces breaking off a tackle, getting Mexico City another move of the chains. Sipe again. Terraces one-handed down to the 9-yard line. The Aztec receivers are catching everything. And then Sipe one more time to the end zone. It was Noe's drive, baby. 24-0 Aztecs. Scar Patterson trying to muster up a little bit in the fourth quarter. Hits Henry McGee. Sophia Peaches puts 3 through the uprights, but that's all Fort Worth had on this day. Mexico City rolls over their rival, 24-3. Lexington at Oklahoma City. This one was a fun one, full of fireworks. Johnny Pickler hitting Nolan Pierce early in the drive as the Renegades seek their first win of the season. Pierce again over the middle. Then Carl Brewski's got a touchdown on drive number 1 in this game. 7-0 Oklahoma City. Kenny Slider, Lexington quarterback. He was finding his weapons early and often. Gabriel Manning with that catch. Then Slider down the middle to DJ Bandit to the OKC 15-yard line. Then it's Slider into the end zone. Alex West, touchdown, 7-7, 2 drives, 2 scores. Johnny Pickler dropping back on the ensuing possession, finding Nolan Pierce somehow into the red zone. Then it's Brewski again, touchdown, 3 drives, 3 touchdowns in this one, 14-7, Renegades on top. Miners have the football back. Alexander West going to shake loose 2 defenders, get into scoring position just before the end of the first quarter. Second quarter now, flip sides of the field, and Kenny Slider down the middle, down the hash marks to Gabriel Manning for the score, 14-14, 4 touchdowns and 4 drives. How about another catch from Pierce? Then Pickler, Tiberius Bovine breaking a tackle, 5 touchdowns in 5 drives, 21-14, Oklahoma City. Could Lexington keep it up? Ian Francis with the run for the first down. Then West back into the red zone for Lexington. You bet. 6 touchdowns, 6 possessions. Francis with the score, 21-21. How about Carl Brewski, the rookie, getting through untouched? He is G-O-N-E gone. 7 drives, 7 touchdowns. 28-21 Oklahoma City. Just before the end of the half, Lexington kills our touchdown streak, but not our scoring streak. 8 drives, 8 scores. 28-24 late third quarter. Oklahoma City's defense was the difference in the second half. That one picked off by newly acquired Vane Richter. 31-24. Judah Dorgan makes it a 7-point game. Lexington still with some opportunities, but Todd Rigsby stepping up for the inactive Brady Clark gets the interception. Judah Dorgan puts that one through. Renegades up 10. Lexington getting desperate. Under a minute to go. Kenny Slider, who had such a great first 3 quarters, not so much in the fourth. Ted Riggs with the interception for the Renegades, and OKC's got their first win of the year. Miami at Carolina as the Stingrays and Skyhawks, like Oklahoma City, searching for their first win of the year. Great start for Goose Busters and the rest of the Miami receiving core on the opening drive. This is Iman Kopech hitting Busters for the Miami touchdown. 7-0 Stingrays off their opening drive. Mikael Pajak hitting Adam Banks for the first down on the ensuing drive. Then 3rd down and 9. Pajak dropping to throw, finds Chase Earl, takes that away from 2 different Stingray defenders to make it 7-7. Cameron Duty from deep gives Miami back the lead before we head into the second quarter. 10-7 Miami. Then Kopech throws an interception. Skippy Palmer with the INT all the way down to the Miami 28-yard line, matching her jersey number. Pajak hands it off to a busy man, Riley Quintero, into the end zone for a touchdown. 143 rushing yards for Quintero on the day. Malone Brown with the field goal, making it 17-10. Just before the half, Carolina takes a touchdown lead into the break. Let's go to Mateo Privado, breaking through tackles, getting a first down, running roughshod on Miami. Then Miami gets a little bit too greedy, a little too personal. Chase Earl does well to haul in that one. That would have been a misfortunate misfire from Pajak, but all's well that ends well. Malone Brown with the field goal, 27-10. Now it's Quintero again, picking up the first down. Carolina just pouring points in buckets in the second half. Then Ike McBride around the outside. Ow! And then guess who's back? Back again. Riley Quintero into the end zone for another touchdown. He had 3 of them in the game. 34-10, all Carolina. Kopech's pass picked off again. Skippy Palmer with another INT. That resulted in a Malone Brown field goal, 37-10. This one just got away from Carolina, but good news got away from Miami. Good news for Carolina, though. They get their first win of the season, but not before. Jacob Clear. No, not Nick Twice. Nick Twice wears number 12. Jacob Clear's the inverse of that, but just like Twice last week, Clear gets a kick return for a touchdown. Silver lining for Miami, but they fall 37-17. Final game to recap of the week, Chicago at Florida. Could Chicago do what Oklahoma City did, what Carolina did, getting their first win of the season? Jesse Fretz with that catch. Then it's Pauly Truth breaking through the entire Storm defense, just about getting to a 1st and goal. Now 3rd down and goal out of the backfield, and Logan Lee running a beautiful route, little half seam into the end zone, and Chicago goes up 7-0, but the turnover's killing them. Type attack, look down for a second to avoid the sack, and it finds Evan Carroll of Florida. The Carroll Davidson corner connection for the Storm just continues to give teams all sorts of problems. That was a touchdown. Israel Adams certainly going to sell it, and Florida's fans love the call. Chicago hated it, kind of rattled him for a little bit. Type attack picked off. Daniel Wright taking it back the other way. More great field position for Florida in a 7-7 tie game in the second quarter. Isaac Covert continuing his stellar season. Art Vandelay with a one-handed grab. And then Vandelay making sure he doesn't run into the security personnel in the back of the end zone, holding those 2 feet down and getting a Florida score, 14-7. Chicago trying to answer back. Caleb Giffis. Then the handoff. Fritz near side all the way down to the 12. Just before the break, Chicago finding a way to tie this up. Fritz, Prince of Chicago, in the end zone once more. 14-14, middle of the third quarter. In the second half of games, Chicago just can't figure out how to get these backs on the ground. They couldn't figure out Covert or Vandelay, for that matter, either. GP Wells with a touchdown, 21-14, late in the third quarter. In a game break, hate when that happens. Ryan Davidson gets in the way of Type Attack's efforts in the second half. Here's another look at it, just playing shallow. And RD going back the other way. Covert, another touchdown, makes it 28-14. And again, it's Vandelay, late third quarter. Charles Franz putting this thing away, 31-14. Then one more time, 34-14, Florida. Looking good, 2-2 now is on the young season as Chicago falls to 0-4. Chicago and Miami, the lone winless teams remaining. Detroit and Houston, the lone unbeaten teams remaining. How about the offensive player of the week this week? Johnny Pickler, 409 passing yards, the most since September 23rd of 2023. Big night for Pickler with his new team in Oklahoma City. Defensive player of the week is John Fowler. 6 combined passes defended and interceptions, including 2 picks. That's a 2-3 career high. Go along with 6 tackles and 3 TFLs. And then your special teams player of the week is Sonny J, because he had 21 points, all 21 points for Houston. His 48 points this season is the most in the SFL, 7 for 7 on field goals. Week 6 matchups on Friday. Pay attention to that first one. 3-1 Arizona at 2-2 Fort Worth as the Toros try to get back to their winning ways. Saturday, all eyes on the expansion Birmingham Hellhounds, 3-1, hosting the 4-0 unbeaten Detroit Maulers. And then the Monday Night Spectacular, 3-1 DC, 3-1 Vancouver at 7 p.m. Eastern right here on VFN. Thanks for watching another edition of the SFL Blitz. I'm Commissioner Cameron Irvine, and we'll see you back here next Tuesday for more Blitz coverage, and on Friday for the start of Week 6.